What's going on, guys? It is Sheepramage here, and we are back with another video. As you guys know, Hello Neighbor 2 Alpha 1 is officially out, and some people are probably wondering, what's the difference between the original Hello Neighbor and Hello Neighbor 2? Well, we will be going over many changes between the two games today in this video. As always, if you enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get to 600 subscribers. Comment below if you want to see me do this with Hello Guest versus Hello Neighbor 2. Anyway, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing we need to talk about is the characters. Okay, so in Hello Neighbor, we play as a character aging through time named Nikki, who is investigating the neighbor's house through multiple different evolutions. However, what we have in the brand new Hello Neighbor game is the old park worker from Hello Guest, Quentin, driving over to the abandoned version of the Act 1 house from the first game, and is investigating the visitor's house, trying to find things, and as of right now, we only have this house and the theme park before when it comes to just what we're searching with the guest. So the next thing we have is where we play. Okay, so in Hello Neighbor, as I said before, we have evolutions of houses. In the main game being the original Act 1 and Act 2 house with the basement and all, and the Act 3 house that is massive and seems more like the main part of the game with the goal of reaching the basement. The difference between that and Hello Neighbor 2 is that we play in the said Act 1 house, but it's a rundown version and has way different ways to access it, along with the whole map actually being open to the player unlike any time ever. In Hello Neighbor, they simply focus the player to the house by putting invisible barriers on the sides, but in Hello Neighbor 2, a whole part of the game doesn't even happen inside of the house. There's an open world that contains pieces to the puzzle like a generator needed to beat the game that is massive and adds a whole new element to the game itself. Along with this is we have a new day and night cycle. When night comes around, the guest is supposed to go into full lockdown, making it much harder to just walk into his house as you could in the day, leading to an actual meaningful day-night cycle, not really provided by Hello Neighbor outside of the day and night doors. And also in this version, we must go for the attic instead of the normal basement, which is definitely a literally complete reversal on what we're supposed to do, which is actually a pretty cool change, if I'm being honest. The idea of going up rather than going down really just adds a little bit more to the game. Next thing to talk about is AI. This is kind of where Hello Neighbor lost its magic throughout time, because in the main game, the AI, well, sucked. The main plot of the neighbor just seemed to chase mindlessly and place cameras, with that being kind of the top level visibilities. And while Hello Neighbor 2 hasn't been out longer than like an hour of me just playing it, the claims and what I've seen seem to surprise me. In Hello Neighbor 2, the guest is supposed to learn a bunch like the neighbor, getting smarter and smarter, plus actually knowing your path. Alex, the CEO, even claimed that if the player were to find a glitch in the game to leave the house, let's say they didn't texture a wall or something and it could be exploited, the guest would learn that exploit and actually use it for his own gain, showing the insane limits to the learning. Another thing to be mentioned is that the guest will always throw you out of his house and take some sort of path to do so, meaning objects and strings could perhaps get in his way and set you free. Because in this game, you can actually save yourself and get the guest to trip over things, allowing yourself more time and a chance to escape. Not to mention, the Neighbor 2 model just overall looks much better when it comes to the overall model and the animation. But don't worry, for all you original Hello Neighbor fans, there's still plenty of bugs. Now the final difference to talk about, well, is just overall gameplay. Well, Hello Neighbor had some weird physics and was basically completely a puzzle game in most people's eyes trying to find secrets. Hello Neighbor 2 is a little bit different. Physics honestly aren't much better. There's definitely more gameplay aspect to it rather than before. The mental game, the idea of searching out and strategizing time and tricks to discover the secrets, is what gives Hello Neighbor 2 some charm over the original game. Guys, let me tell you, there are definitely some secrets that are waiting to be found in the future and for the lore. Anyway, guys, that is all the differences from Hello Neighbor to Hello Neighbor 2. We do know this is a sequel, as Alex told us, and if you want to see similarities or some differences between like Hello Guest, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with a brand new alpha as soon as the information comes out. As always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.